What's up, Fire fam? My name is Kiahonfire and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm doing a video about the Age of Calamitous mod. Now this is a guide for gardening, flowers, and where to find certain things that you need. And as always with mods, things may be subject to change in the future. So this is what it is like now. And it has been like this for a very long time actually, so unless he changes anything, I will definitely pin it in the comments below just in case that does happen. But for now, I'm going to show you how the growing system works here. I'm going to show you where to find AOC plants and flowers and all sorts. Okay, so you've gotten into AOC, you need some plants to be able to do things. Perhaps you're looking for Bluebells, Dragonfern, Aurora Herb, Widow's Leaf, you name it, there is a bunch of different plants you can get. And I'm going to start off with the bitter Cornelia. And that is harvested from true indigo, which you can find around here on the map with the imp temple. You can see it in these little rotten looking bushes. You can see we're getting a bunch of that stuff already, as well as other stuff with it actually. Now you can farm this with like any sickle you like. Of course, the better the sickle, the better the yield. So if I'm going to use a better AOC sickle, you're going to see I'm going to get a lot more. And then I'm going to use a Chronixian one, and you can see I'm getting a bunch more. So I can just happily just chop away over here and get a really nice yield. This is also a nice way to get lunar hemp as well while you're here. And yes, farming some of these also will give you the seeds for them that you can grow in gardening, which we'll discuss later. This location is not only great for the true indigo, but you can also farm a lot of purple lotus around here, which gives a different plant, which would be your mystical plant goop for once. And then it gives you Aurora Herbs also. So you can get those two types, which is going to be very good for your AOC crafting either way. If you want the place location of this is right here. You can see it's right by the Eastern Barracks. And just around this pool and on the bay here, you'll find those plants. Next plant we're looking for is Bluebells, which can only be found from a false mandrake plant. Now these are found pretty much all over the map, but a very reliable spot is the Highlands for sure. Kind of near Freya's Watch over here, so you can find these kind of looking bushes, and that's how you'll know you found the right thing. Some of these plants share multiple plants you can get them from, but how you know that you're looking for the right plant is usually when you look in these bushes, they have different flowers on them. As you can see, this one's slightly different. So if I go down here a little bit more and then we try and find another one, you'll see if you put your face in it, there's this purple bit, and that's how you know you kind of got the right plant there. So you just go ahead and boom, it should be giving us, yep, Bluebells, and you can see there's a nice chunk here. So I got a bunch of that. You can also see it's giving me Widow's Leaf as well. This can also be obtained via the grey flower Lupine. So we did see some over here actually, I believe. Yeah, grey flower Lupine, so you can see I got some more out of that one. So if you're looking for that too, this is an area you can also get that. And that place would be here on the map. And you can get it a lot of places on the map as well, but this is just one of the spots I'm going to show you. If you're looking for a slightly more consistent fun spot for grey flower Lupine though, which is the main plant you're going to need to farm for Dragonferns. And again, you can also get out Widow's Leaf from these as an uncommon item. You can always go to the Circle of Swords, which is where you're going to find some of this stuff. So again, this is kind of the bush. It has these little white flowers on it. You're going to hit it and you're going to get some Dragonferns for doing so. Again, these grey Lupine bushes can be found like all over the map. This is just one of the spots that you can find like a little bunch of them and grab them. I would highly suggest actually looking at an interactive map for locations on exactly where is your most closest spot, but for now this kind of just gives you an idea of where to go. Now we did see Aurora Herb earlier when we were picking up purple lotus. It also can come from yellow lotus and aloe, so ideally a spot like this is great for it because there's tons of aloe and there's some yellow lotuses in places around here. So you can see I just got some Aurora Herb out of these. Of course, again, the better the sickle, the better the harvest, etc. But I think aloe is probably my favorite to probably get it out of, unless I got a really nice yellow lotus spot, which there are plenty of. In the New River, you'll see lots and lots of yellow lotus. But yeah, this is a good spot for Aurora Herb. It's actually my favorite place to actually farm aloe in the game. And this is right here on the map, just below Cannibal's Rest. This whole kind of arch shoe thing. You might as well stick around in this area as well, because the next plant we're going to look at is Calathuia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Since we've already found Widow's Leaf, because that's farmed from false mandrakes and grey flower lupine, which we both covered already. We're next looking for the orange ficus, which you'll see just by kind of coming over here. And do you mind? That's a little scary, you know. Anyway, since we're under here and not getting spooked too much after that, you can come under here and you're looking for this kind of stuff, and you can see we can just go ahead with the sickle, providing no more crocs are going to jump out at me. And we can go and get a bunch of this stuff. It's really easy to see. It's all along New River. You can find tons of it. I'm pretty sure you can find stuff in the jungle for this as well. But there's loads and loads of it. So yeah, definitely come along the New River. Have a swim around. See if you can find some. And that's how you're going to get your Calathuia. Should be one of the easiest ones to get, if I'm honest. Now, we did see Lunar hemp earlier, but there is another place you can get it more consistently, and that is out of Midnight Blue plants, which are these teensy tiny little flower plants you'll see around the highlands and different places like that. I mostly find them in the tundra area, which is this kind of area though, but you can also find them on this area too. For our next flower, we're going to have to go for a dip in the cold for one of the best locations to farm a ton of this stuff. And we're looking at the mystical plant. Now, we've already seen a bit of it from Purple Lotus and Midnight Blue, but it also comes from Glowing Goop, which, of course, one of the easier places to get this early on, which, of course, would be the entrance of the dregs. If you go down the dregs, that entrance bit, there's tons of Glowing Goop. However, there is another location, providing you've got some nice diving, you know, breathing stuff, and then you've also got preferably some warm clothing on for this. You can find a bunch down here too. You're just looking for the lights. You should be able to find a bunch, as you can see right there. Boom. Tons of it is breaking off from down here. Probably the easiest to find. I mean, look how much is down here. So much. So much of this stuff. You can even see some more orange ficus down here. So yeah, just glide along the bottom with your sickle. I highly recommend you getting a underwater breathing mask for this kind of thing, because that would make it most bearable to do. Roughly about here on the map, near the bridge, you can take an obelisk here actually and just come in the water. It's really easy to get to. For our next flower, it's compulsory to have a gas mask, otherwise you're going to have a bad time, because the only place to get Firebloom is the Black Lotus Garden, and there's only one of those on the map, which is over here at the Black Garden in the jungle, so you have to come here to get it. And you're pretty much just looking for the Black Lotuses, as we can see right there. You get some Firebloom from them. Just go around this area and you should be able to find tons of this stuff, and monkeys as well, so be careful of those while you're here. But it's all around these ruins in the gassy parts. You'll be able to find some of this juicy stuff. So for another refresher, come here on the map. For my last plant, or well, you could say bee actually, would be, well, anywhere really. It comes from plain bushes, but it has a very low drop rate. It's called the Vulcan bee. They're very rare. You'll see them now and again, but pretty much can come from anywhere. As you can see, I just got some actually, just from the bushes. But yep, that's pretty much all the gatherable flowers and herbs and stuff like that, and bees. Don't forget, these things also can drop from AOC things sometimes. But I'll be honest with you, the better way to do it is just farming it out of these items. It's not a reliable way to go farming AOC mobs for this kind of thing, I'm not gonna lie. While I'm here, I can pretty much simply demonstrate that. You can see they have a high health pool, and then, not every time, but sometimes they can drop like flowers and stuff like that. I'm just gonna kill them all. Let's see what we get. So you can see it's very rare, but you can see in this lady, she got some Aurora Herbs. So it's not the only place you can get plants, flowers, and herbs, but You can also kill things for that kind of thing as well. I just personally don't recommend it over farming. But if that's how you like to roll, then touche. So being a gardener, you're actually gonna need some of these planters from this feat of gardener in AOC. And sometimes for some things you might need speciality farming as well to be able to get items like this. But if it's not that, you can also buy seeds from an ingredients trader. As you can see, with an ingredients trader you can buy tons of seed of every type, but it is going to cost you a little tin to be able to do this. And as you can see, there are many types of seeds in the Age of Calamitous. If you're looking for the more useful Age of Calamitous style seeds, you'll be looking for George McWillan, currently in the game, who is in a location such as this, right by the Bay of the Hulks. So you could talk to him, and you can buy for 37 copper coin a speciality farming book. And that will enable you to have the option to buy those special seeds from the ingredients trader, otherwise it will only trade you the most basic seeds. Now in the Age of Calamitous there are different types of planters. Now this is an outdoor planter, so as you can see, outdoor planter, this enables you to have 50% crafting speed extra when you're using one of these, as well as they have an indoor planter which we have set up in here with some plants, and this will give you 50% yield on whatever item you are growing. Now as you can see, in some of these planters I have a bucket of water. For a lot of the AOC items you're actually going to need to be able to grow it with water, and you can pretty much make it once you've learnt the gardening feat. You make a bucket in the woodworking bench, and then all you need to do once you got your said bucket is pretty much just equip it, or you could just use it like this, or you can use it in the hotbar, and then you use it on some water and you're able to get a bucket of water, and then you would go ahead and you would feed that to your plants in the inventory. As you can see, it works quite a bit faster than how a normal vanilla, planting bench would work. It just, you put in the stuff and it will craft it. Also, some of the stuff will want like a potent compost, some of it will be happy with just a normal compost. It depends what you use. I've noticed like the food in the game, like apples, cabbages, stuff like that, it will want the normal compost, but if you want something special like bitter Crinila, I hope I said that right, you're gonna need some potent compost. If you're wondering what uses what though, it can be a little confusing, but thankfully I'm gonna leave this guide in the link down in the description down below on this page, and it gives you a whole list, as you can see on screen right now, of what needs what and etc. So you can see what kind of compost it wants, if the water is needed, and if the seeds are harvestable. And then you can also see what it does for you. So there's all these sorts of things, like you can see the red cabbage seeds, that would give you some cabbages, and that gives you some cedar buff and some pluses in your stats and etc. So this is handy to look up and plant. That's pretty much how gardening goes in AOC. Oh, there is an extra thing though. That is the Elvenor faction gets an extra planter called the Temple Planter, which has 50% yield and crafting speed, which makes them the farmers of the faction. So this will be very, very neat to have on its own. It means you get that extra speed and you get the yield all in one in a tiny little bench, which is very, very handy. Anyways, let me know if this guide was helpful. I've been given a few comments in the past about making AOC guides and things like that, and I thought I'd do this as a kind of trial, test kind of thing. See if you guys like it or not. Let me know if you want to see more. Let me know what you'd like to see more of as well, if you'd like to see any more AOC guides in the future. I don't know if I'm going to go completely nitty-gritty or if we're just going to do some surface things that, are very essential to the main kind of mod, or what else. We might just cover things like that, because I know there are some really good channels that cover things like this. Like, I'll give a shout out to Yorkshire Puds. That's a very good channel for AOC information, which might be worth checking out as well if you want to delve into things a little further. But yeah, I just thought I'd try this video out today, see what you like about it. I really like this mod. It's been a absolute staple in the workshop for the longest of times, and they're doing absolutely wonderful work on it. It's a great mod. It adds a nice bit of challenge and story to the original Conan game. Yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.